I used to think that because my parents weren't rich, I couldn't travel abroad. I was a victim of circumstances and I wasn't doing much about it besides feeling sorry for myself. Until one day I realized that I should stop indulging into self-pity and, if I want to travel, I should at least get a travel passport, right? My problem was that I had what is called a victim mentality, and in this video I'm gonna try to explain to you what it is and how it can screw up your life. Hi, welcome to the Happy Wife's Memoirs. If you are new to my channel, my name is Anastasia and I make videos about marriage, motherhood and mindset. If you're interested in those topics, then hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so that you don't miss my new videos. And to all of my other subscribers, welcome back and let's dive right into the topic. In my previous video, I have briefly mentioned the victim mindset. So what is a victim mentality? In simple words, a victim mentality is an acquired character trait in which a person has a very negative view of life. They believe that they have no control over their lives and they blame all of the unfortunate events on something or someone else. You can easily recognize this mentality in other people. Think about that colleague of yours who's often late to your daily meetings and they come into the office and they say, "I'm sorry I got late, it's because my bus was delayed, or because my alarm didn't ring, or because my dog ate my shoe," when what in fact happened is that they overslept. Or think about that friend of yours who's never picking up the phone and then they tell you, "Oh, I'm sorry, I really wanted to call you back, but my aunt was sick." They always have an explanation for why they didn't do something because of other circumstances that they couldn't foresee, predict or control, instead of just admitting that, "Look, I didn't want to pick up the phone and I chose not to." And people with this mentality can be quite toxic in your life. Here are a few ways in which this kind of mentality can negatively affect your life. So first of all, it is very damaging to relationships with other people. Because let's be honest, nobody likes people who complain all the time or who blame everything on others. It makes you appear less reliable person. So people don't really trust you with taking responsibility over something because they know that you're gonna come up with reasons of why you couldn't do it because of, I don't know, earthquake or something else. It can also be damaging in a way that, like, one minute they are being a victim and saying that they couldn't do something because the circumstances were completely against them, and the other minute they become a victimizer, so they just start blaming everything on others, including you. Secondly, it decreases your productivity in personal life and in professional life. So for example, in personal life, you may be wanting to go for a run and then you wake up and it's raining outside and you go like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I guess I won't be able to go for a jog. I really wanted to, but it's raining, so I really can't. And there's nothing I can do." Well, why don't you work out inside instead? Or on a professional level, you might think, "Why would I bother trying to accomplish these extra tasks that my boss gave me if my colleagues are more experienced than me and there is no way that I can do it faster or better than they would, so I am at a disadvantage, so poor me." Having a victim mindset can wear you down because believing that everything that happens in your life is down to luck, fate, or someone else is extremely exhausting. It can lead to a lot of frustration and maybe even depression, because if you constantly think that nothing is up to you, then you lose motivation to even try to do anything. You just get more and more frustrated with yourself and the world itself, and you start feeling that the life is extremely unfair and none of your effort can pay off. But what I think is the worst effect of victim mindset, in my opinion, is that it limits your dreams and achievements. Because, for example, if you believe that your life is predicted and predestined by, for example, your background, your parents, your education, your skills, or the place you were born, or the government you have right now, then you start to limit in your dreams. For example, from my experience, when I was a teenager, I really wanted to live abroad. I thought that it would be cool to study abroad or to travel a lot. But because I thought that I can't go because my parents can't give me money for that, I didn't even entertain those thoughts. Like, I was, okay, that can't just happen to me. And I was accepting of the fact that things can't happen to me because I don't have the correct circumstances or background to be able to do that. Another example that I recently discovered in myself was that I used to be a victim of a national stereotype that women are bad drivers. So I never even thought that I should get a driving license because I thought, well, I'm a woman, I am supposed to be a bad driver, so why bother even learning how to drive? And here I am a good driver, I drive my car and it is extremely helpful. But if I allowed myself to stay a victim of that stereotype, I would have never gotten a driving license and my opportunities in life would be extremely limited. How to escape the victim mentality? Well, the first step would be to stop fighting the reality and accept it instead. People who like being victims usually ask question, why is this happening to me? And the thing is that things don't happen to you, they just happen. And that is the difference between having ownership over your life or pity for yourself. Stop blaming others. What others do is on them, but how you react to it is on you. And it's completely in your power to choose how to react on other people's actions or events that happen in your life. It's completely up to you to decide whether you're gonna be miserable or happy about something. Always is human competence before malevolence. Very often, a victim would think that someone did something in order to hurt them, when in fact the victim wasn't all that important and the person just didn't know better and they didn't have any ill intentions, they just did their best and it didn't come out quite as good as they hoped. And if you choose not to be a victim about it, if you choose to react with acceptance, then there is absolutely no reason for you to be limited by that situation. Try to find at least one positive thing in each negative situation. I did this exercise quite a lot back in the past when I was still struggling a lot with my victim mindset, and whenever something bad happened to me, I always try to focus and find at least one positive thing, one lesson that I learned from that situation, or imagine how things could go even worse that was also helpful at that point, or mostly what was the lesson, because whenever something bad happens to you, there is always a lesson. There is always something to learn how you can improve it for the future situations in your life. Ask yourself, which of my actions led to this situation? This is a particularly hard one because it's very tempting and it's very easy to be a victim in a situation and to think that there possibly couldn't be anything that you did in order to harm yourself. But what if there were? Like, let's go to the example of being late to a meeting. Instead of, thinking about how the stupid bus didn't come on time, how the app on your phone didn't work so you didn't manage to buy the ticket in time, for example, or how the taxi wouldn't stop. Think about which of my actions led to this situation. Well, did I snooze my alarm so that I got up a little bit later than I should have? And I was in a hurry, so I left my house later and maybe I had to hurry and run and therefore I missed my train by 1 minute. Or maybe I just didn't go to bed early enough last evening and I woke up super tired and was very unfocused, so it took me more time to get ready. You see where I'm going? And the last one is probably the most powerful one. It's practice gratitude. It's one of my absolute favorite practices and I genuinely recommend everyone to do it, is having a gratitude journal in which you would write down at least 5 things every day that you are grateful for. And ideally it should be as many as possible. Like, it should be possible for you to write down 20 or 50 items that you are grateful for every single day, but start at least with 5. That will already be a huge change in your life. This is gonna help you shift your mindset from being a victim to being a grateful person. I really hope that after this video you're gonna become more mindful about your thoughts and you're gonna catch yourself and maybe try to stop yourself from falling back into this victim mindset trap, and instead you can start practicing gratitude and empathy and taking responsibility for your actions. And actually at some point you are gonna build enough self-respect to realize that you are fully in control of everything that happens in your life, and that your opportunities are endless, and you can dream much bigger and achieve much greater goals. I wish you a very lovely day, a peaceful sky above your head. Please don't forget to support Ukraine, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!